To begin, there have been some contradictory rumors regarding Becky Lynch and her employment status with the organization. Since Becky Lynch was so heavily promoted and featured in numerous Netflix ads before to the Netflix launch, there was some fan speculation that she may attend the Raw Netflix premiere. Many fans notably saw the Rhea Ripley vs. Liv Morgan bout as the best chance to witness Becky Lynch make a comeback. Since Becky previously dealt with Rhea and Liv before to her break, it would make sense for her to return and take on any of them. Given that Becky was unfairly disqualified from the title in back-to-back contests last spring, it's possible that she wants to follow Rhea Ripley and the Women's World title. Thus, it's undoubtedly a path for her to take if she wishes to return and obtain the rematch that she believes is still due. Another option is for Becky to temporarily put the title on hold for the time being in order to concentrate on Liv Morgan and Dominic and hold them accountable for what they did to her in May of last year. However, The Undertaker made a cameo to celebrate the victory and share a moment with Rhea Ripley in place of Becky Lynch's post-match appearance and comeback. Although it was somewhat arbitrary, it was still a really cool moment, particularly for Rhea Ripley, who has already called her encounter with The Undertaker one of the greatest highlights of her career. However, because Becky didn't return in the ideal location, fans were left wondering what was going on with her and whether she would still make a comeback. And that's where the contradicting reports are relevant. Following the conclusion of the Raw Netflix debut, there were rumors that Becky Lynch was supposed to return following Rhea against Liv, but that something had changed and scrapped those plans. Following that, other claims surfaced asserting that Becky Lynch's comeback was never originally planned for the Raw Netflix launch. Although there is some confusion there, it is purportedly still true that Becky Lynch has signed a new contract and that her return is still expected soon. The corporation reportedly did not want to spend all of its surprise ammunition in one night, according to a different report that was just released. They intend to disseminate the main events and surprises during the first few weeks on Netflix. And it also makes a lot of sense if that is the plan. There's no use in using up the entire surprise bin on January 6th. The ideal course of action appears to be to spread it out and sprinkle significant events throughout the upcoming weeks and the whole WWE season. Accordingly, that appears to be Becky's current situation. Don't give up or become alarmed. It appears that Becky Lynch will still make a comeback soon and kick things off on Raw. Becky's comeback is the subject of numerous rumors. Many reports and conjectures have suggested that Becky's masculine identity is supposedly over. It will therefore be fascinating to watch Becky reinvent herself in some way with a new persona. Let's now discuss some subjects and possible rivals for Rhea Ripley and her recently acquired Women's World Championship. Following an injury-related loss of the title last spring, Rhea Ripley had to fight Liv Morgan for 9 months to win it back. There is no denying that the feud between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley was fantastic from beginning to end. But once a quarrel lasts more than 9 months, fan fatigue undoubtedly begins to set in. Although fans adore both women, nobody is particularly interested in seeing this dispute drag on for many more months. That's the ideal ending. Liv and Rhea each received their retribution. Although the business has discreetly eliminated the previous champion rematch clause in recent years, fans are still a little concerned that Liv Morgan may attempt to exploit it to prolong this conflict. Just take a look at Roman Reigns, a 4-time champion who has yet to receive a title rematch with Cody Rhodes. Additionally, Rhea Ripley directly said during the Raw press conference that she is leaving behind anything related to Liv Morgan in Judgment Day. Thus, it appears reasonable to presume that the two women are parting ways. Even if Liv Morgan is no longer the champion, she ought to play a significant part in handling the ongoing mayhem on Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley, however, is prepared to defend her championship against any new opponents. It is a little challenging to find a competitor who is respectable enough, perhaps even a past world champion themselves, given the layout of the Raw Women's division. You have Io Sky, but it might be too soon to bring that up again given that she just had a title bout a few weeks ago. However, because of their strong friendship, Io might wind up being a worthy rival of Rhea in the future. It's clear that Becky Lynch is a strong contender to challenge Rhea Ripley. Although they did engage in a feud last year, it was just for one bout, so it's not like they truly turned off viewers by putting Becky against Rhea. It's still a rather new matchup, particularly if Becky will make a comeback with the completely redesigned character that has been alluded to. The resurgent Alexa Bliss would be Rhea Ripley's new, formidable rival. Despite missing 2 years of competition, Alexa has a strong story to follow in pursuit of the World Championship. Being a 5-time world champion herself, Alexa is a credible opponent. Alexa may also have the Gold Desperate storyline and story working for her in addition to being a former champion. Despite being a multiple-time global champion, Alexa is currently experiencing a somewhat lengthy gold drought as she hasn't won a singles world title since 2018. Thus, it would seem reasonable for her to return after a long absence and to start aiming for the world title right away. Alexa's character and everything that might be happening there are additional factors that make her an intriguing competitor. Are we seeing regular Alexa? Is the Lily-era Alexa visible? Is Alexa becoming even more sinister and terrifying? Will it be connected to the Wyatt Six in any way? Is she alone? There are just so many secrets and unsolved concerns around Alexa Bliss's character that it's fascinating to watch how everything works out, particularly in the context of a major possible title battle with Rhea Ripley. Therefore, Rhea Ripley's main rivals are most likely all females who aren't even in the locker room right now, but she will see them all very soon. Let's now discuss some further brief updates with The Rock. Here on Wrestling World CC, we've already spoken about how detrimental The Rock's Raw Netflix appearance was to his final boss persona and how it ended all of the unresolved storylines that existed for him. The Rock, however, made another appearance in NXT the next evening for a promo segment for the main event. Although this promo lacked any clear direction, one of its most notable moments was when The Rock responded to criticism of his appearance the previous evening, saying he didn't understand because fans had been complaining about The Rock's cruelty to Cody Rhodes the previous year. Additionally, fans are already griping about him being kind to Cody Rhodes. Therefore, it's a very easy notion to comprehend if he's kidding or not. Because they spent 4 months last year creating a rivalry between Cody and The Rock, fans are upset that he is being kind to Cody Rhodes today. The Rock's return almost a year later and acting as though nothing of that ever happened will irritate fans who were deeply invested in the plot. Fans who were engrossed in a story and it was abruptly abandoned without any explanation are not fickle fans. That sentence is the final hope we have for Rock vs. Cody, though. Although The Rock did attempt to salvage it by claiming that he is being kind to Cody because he has a plan and is 20 steps ahead. The Rock's status at WrestleMania 41 is still unknown. According to new reports, The Rock has not yet provided a clear response regarding whether or not he will be able to compete on the show. However, based on his recent appearances on Raw and Netflix, it appears that he has nothing left to do after clearing his slate, so it is unlikely that he will compete at the show.